About 3 years ago, I was eating at a restaurant in New York when I didn't tip. And the reason I didn't tip was that the waiter they'd asked him about some food ingredients, and as soon as he heard that I wanted to ask about food ingredients, he pretended to not speak English very well. He exaggerated his accent and go, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" In an exaggerated accent. And it was clear he just didn't want to do what, in my opinion, was part of his job description. You know, if you work in food service, you got to know how to handle people who ask about food allergens or ingredients. And so I didn't tip. And as I walked out of the restaurant, he exaggerated his accent even more. And he used a very exaggerated accent to say, "Excuse me, excuse me." And that stuck with me, even though it's been 3 years. Oh, but I told this story numerous times and made a few other videos on YouTube, and I get comments with hate mail from people who say that the waiters get paid $2 an hour, and you have to tip even if they have one of those bad days. But I also read that if they don't make the minimum wage, and I think New York City itself has a higher minimum wage than the rest of the country. I'm not sure if it's the city or New York State, but at least one of them. I heard if they don't make the minimum wage, the employer has to make up for it. But I also hear that we make $2 an hour. You have to tip. Now, don't get me wrong. I tip when I get even mediocre service. But when I get a waiter who doesn't want to do his job, that's a completely whole different ballgame. But I just wonder which of those is true, because I've never waited tables before. I thought about it at one time because, well, I was thinking that would be a good way to meet my future wife. But that's another story for another time. Never dealt with this. I don't know what the real scoop is on this. The only thing I can think of is that legally they are entitled to the minimum wage, but socially they might have trouble going up to their boss and saying, "I only made this much in tips," or whatever the case is. I just wonder what the case is, because I hear all these stories about people who make nothing because the $2 has to go in taxes, and I wonder if I should even tip people who have these bad days, or if it's okay to not tip in those scenarios. Thanks for watching.